Hello, my name is Zenas Koranteng Mensah, and today we're going to be talking about a state crime data set that I use for my mini project. An abstraction is a method by which is used to simplify real-world complex situations and problems by using properties. And the idea of an abstraction is that it removes irrelevant information from a real-world entity that's being observed to make it easier to understand. In this project, my group and I decided that we're going to talk about the real world problems of crime and abstract it into a list of reports that has many properties that's relevant to my question. And the properties that we're going to be discussing in this project is a state which is a string property, and rates of burglary and rates of robberies are numeric properties that are set to type floats. The structure of this data set is set by a list of reports that breaks down into a dictionary that breaks down more into other dictionaries. So they're either breaking down into other dictionaries or they're breaking down into certain types until you get all the way down to what you're looking for, which is burglaries and robberies. The limitations for this data set are basically the fact that not everything that you want to know is what you're going to get from the data set. So for an example, like if I was trying to find the certain locations of where the crime happened, I wouldn't be able to find that. I'm only limited to the states by which these crimes happen. I can't know anything about the cities in which these crimes happen. I don't know anything about the countries. I just know states, and that's a limitation. Another thing that could be a limitation is, let's say if I wanted to know how many 19-year-olds were caught from burglaries or something like that, I wouldn't be able to know that because this abstraction doesn't depict into ages or gender or anything like that. So I won't be able to just find the answer to my question because it's not depicted in my abstraction. So the legal system pretty much uses all the data that they get to just make the law enforcement system better. And uh, one thing that they might want to know is whether there is a relationship between the rates of burglaries and the rates of robberies in the state of Virginia, because they're pretty close crimes, and maybe if there is a relationship, they could find a solution to maybe minimize the effects of these crimes. In this project, I'm going to be using a scatter plot to answer this question about state datum crimes. And scatter plots are pretty much a type of visualization that describes a relationship between two quantitative properties of an abstraction. And in this scatter plot, we're going to be dealing with the rates of property of robbery and the rates of burglary. Shown by my visualization, there seems to be a nonlinear moderate positive correlation between the rates of properties and the rates of burglaries in this project. And according to my project, it seems like as the rates of burglaries are increasing, the rates of robberies are increasing as well. So we can confidently say that between these two crimes, that there is a correlation. Some stakeholders of this abstraction could possibly be policymakers or insurance companies, maybe government agencies, police department representatives, the criminals themselves, actually, the media, research departments, and whatnot. Policymakers are impacted by this because they want accurate information, timely data, so that they can inform budgetary decisions about the amounts of resources that can be put into stopping these crimes and figuring out ways to go about handling these crimes. Insurance companies will be affected because, let's just say if I was the criminal and I stole like something from someone, insurance companies are gonna want to replace the thing that I stole because that's their job as an insurance company. So they're gonna be affected whether they like it or not. The media will be affected because they're always trying to, be nosy and get into situations. Uh, the investigative agencies might want to use this information as well to inform the local and state levels of crime, community, so that they can figure out what's going on in society regards to crime. So, a few conflicts and pressures of this is that criminals may be conflicted because they're the stakeholders and the government is going to be using this against them. to stop them at all costs. And the media could also be a problem with too, because they might be putting stuff out there that the government don't want them to put out, or anything that make the government look bad, or anything like that. So these are some conflicts with this project. And honor code, and that's the end of my project. Thank you.